Did you know that Ed Sheeran once slept on Jamie Foxx's sofa for 6 weeks before becoming famous? Back in the early days of Ed's career, he made the bold decision to leave England and try his luck in Los Angeles. After a short time, he found himself struggling to make ends meet and could no longer afford a place to stay. During this tough time, he met Jamie Foxx at a radio show. Jamie, the renowned Hollywood star, took a liking to the talented musician and offered him a place to crash. He also provided Ed with food for a few nights, which eventually turned into several weeks of support. During this time, Jamie recognized something special in Ed's music and began to mentor him. He even invited Ed to perform on his weekly radio show and introduced him to some of the biggest names in the music industry. Thanks to Jamie's unwavering support and guidance, Ed was able to get his foot in the door and kickstart his career. To this day, the two remain close friends, with Jamie often expressing his pride and admiration for Ed's immense success and talent. This man just threw out $1 million from a helicopter in the Czech Republic. A Czech influencer named Kazma dumped $1 million from a helicopter over hundreds of lucky people. For the past few years, he has been doing a show called One Man Show. This year, he released his first movie and launched a competition with a $1 million prize. Originally, he placed the money in a secure vault, and people had to guess the password. Clues for the password were hidden in the aforementioned One Man Show movie. Thousands of people visited the vault daily. One guy even tried to break into the vault, but unfortunately no one guessed the password. The millionaire promised not to keep the money for himself, but to give every fan the opportunity to take it. He sent out another encrypted location, and on the specified time and day, Kazma sent a helicopter with a box of money to the location and dropped it over the hundreds of people that turned up. The amount each person took home now depended on how much money they could catch. Crazy expensive things owned by Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un owns not one, but 3 private islands. These private islands are adorned with numerous mansions. There is also a harbor for Kim Jong-un's yacht, as well as a movie theater and a basketball court. Kim Jong-un also owns Kamsusan Palace. It's a gigantic palace, covering 115,000 square feet, and it shows how much he likes luxury. Building this massive palace cost more than $1 billion, and it's officially the biggest building in North Korea. Kim Jong-un owns a Mercedes-Maybach limousine, although North Korea is actually not allowed to own these vehicles due to sanctions. But Kim somehow got a Maybach that costs around $200,000 smuggled in. Adding to his list of extravagant purchases, Kim Jong-un also owns his own ski resort. It's a massive luxury resort that cost $30 million to build. However, it has a very dark secret. Video footage was caught of prisoners working at the resort. This airline pilot faked his license for over 13 years. Thomas was a Swedish aircraft maintenance engineer for Scandinavian Airlines. Since he didn't have enough money to get a license to be an airline pilot, he chose to use his free time to learn on his own. Thomas decided to spend his free time studying by himself and using a flight simulator. By 1977, he said he felt ready to test his skills in a real airplane, so he faked his Swedish pilot's license and applied to be a first officer. He even claimed that the license looked very fake, but it was very easy to fool the airlines. He ended up working for 3 different airlines across 13 years. His career progressed, and he even became a captain. However, his journey took a surprising turn when he was arrested in the cockpit of a Boeing 737 just moments before the takeoff. He ended up getting a fine of just 2,000 euros and a ban from flying for 12 months. Though the judges did give him the opportunity to take the test for a real license, he chose to go into photography instead. What would happen if 28,000 rubber ducks were released into the middle of the ocean? In 1992, a shipping crate full of rubber ducks fell overboard and burst open during a storm in the Pacific Ocean. The ducks floated their separate ways for 10 months before they were first discovered. From November to December 1992, 400 ducks were found on the coast of the Gulf of Alaska, which is 2,000 miles away from where the ducks were first released. This map shows just how far the ducks have traveled in the 31 years since the incident happened. Everywhere from Hawaii to Europe and Australia and Asia. Some were even found captured in frozen Arctic ice. These ducks have captured the hearts of people over the years, being nicknamed the friendly floaties by their founders. And there are even scientists who are so interested in it that they offer $50 to anyone who finds a duck. It's unclear how many rubber ducks are still out there, but it's assumed that most have not yet been found.